Hey gang, this is Coach Dave with Dad Bod Soccer. I'm going to show you two clips from a junior varsity game focused on the striker in a 4-3-3 formation. So here's the player that we're going to be watching. He's about to win the ball. So if you take a look at this here, the player in the blue right here, he's the striker. He's about to get the ball. Take a look at where his teammates are. There's one really close. He was just pressuring the ball. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teammates, including his goalkeeper, who are behind him. When he wins the ball here, as a striker, when you're in your half of the field, particularly the middle third of the field, this is where he is. You can see he's in the middle third of the field, and he's just won the ball. Okay, so this is a transition time. His number one job is to keep possession. Don't turn the ball over immediately. Why? Because the blue players, his teammates, have just worked so hard to press and win the ball. They need to win the ball and then have a chance to move into attacking positions. It takes a minute. So when this player wins the ball, his job as a striker who came back into space, was well done, is to delay, keep possession, delay, while his teammates start to make forward motions into these passing channels, into the attacking space. Then play a smart ball where he can continue advancing, but they can keep the ball. So important. So let's go ahead and watch how this develops. Wins the ball. Okay, then he plays a forward pass to his left attacking, I think he's a left wide forward. Okay, goalkeeper comes out. Let's look at it again. He wins the ball. He looks up. He sees space behind the defenders. He plays the ball through for this player. Playing that ball behind in a vertical fashion behind these players. Normally, I'd love a through ball like that. But for that to really work, this player has to be running this way. Okay? He can't be running in a vertical fashion, either in front of the defender or this way, so that he can meet the ball and then attack. When the striker who gets the ball here looks up, this is where he's got to assess, is this pass really on? Is this quick counterattack really on? How he'll know that is how much space is between him and the defender. Right now, I've got about 7 yards. So unless this player is lightning fast, this pass really needs to be on an angle to feet, or he needs to hold the ball up and delay. Playing a through ball here when the defenders have a 7 or 8 yard head start. Plus, as we can see, the goalkeeper is coming out towards the ball right there, big fella in the orange. This was a pass that had a low percentage of connecting. Better options, take another touch. Use his strong body to shield the ball. Perhaps the touch turns him this way. Perhaps the touch turns him this way. But what it is he uses his good feet to hold the ball up for 3, 4, 5 seconds, allowing his players to move into supporting and attacking positions. Okay, don't rush. Take your time. As a striker, holding up play in the middle third is absolutely a critical job. The second clip shows the importance of staying high and keeping good spacing when you are a striker in a 4-3-3. What we'll watch here is this player. The ball has just been passed from here. Here's the ball, and it's going diagonally to this side. So what you're going to see is this player will drop 5, 10, 15, 20 yards, watching the play, seeing what's going on, wanting to be involved. Watch him on the right screen. Here he is, dropping, 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 20 yards. You could say that's great. He's coming back to apply pressure, no problem. But here's my question. As a striker in a 4-3-3, let's look at our formation. What is the striker's job? Okay, the number 9 in this formation. It's to be high and be in the half spaces between the back line and the midfield, right here. It's also to be finding the channels so that when the ball is won, he can receive a pass and then turn or hold the ball up and become the person that helps transition everyone out of the defensive third into the middle third, right? So they want to get into this space and then eventually into this space. Who is up front? What happens when we win the ball? Okay, when the red team, they've switched sides now, when the red dots win the ball, who are they going to pass to who is in the middle third of the field? He's not there. There's no one there. In fact, the attackers have all dropped in this deep. So when they win the ball, they're going to look up and they're going to see no one. So what are their options then? Well, they can try to play around the back, but of course there's a ton of pressure, right? Everyone's already up in this space. So then maybe they hit a long ball and this guy's going to run 50 yards. Meanwhile, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 players who are so much closer to the ball than him. He's never going to get it. And in fact, that's what happens so many times at this level. We win the ball in the back. They look up. There's not a clear path. There's not a 20-yard pass or a 30-yard pass. There's only an 80-yard pass or a 5-yard pass, right? That's it. So then you either you bypass the middle and you kind of mess around with it back here under a lot of pressure without being able to really hit this penetrating pass into the middle of the field. So strikers, trust your teammates, let them do their job. You do not need to come this far back. Let's do a quick count. Okay, let's do a count. They have 1, and there's another player over here you can't see off screen. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players defending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players, plus a goalie, 9. So 9 against 5. I'd say those are decent odds. You should be here. You should be here. You should be here. Another advantage of staying high is it keeps these players honest. It keeps them from pushing too far up to support their teammates in the attack because they have a speedy and skilled player who's right here, who they know a quick pass this way or to feet will leave them in a little bit of trouble. So they hang back a little bit more. They're a little more conservative. That's great. You just took out 2 or 3 players from the attack. That's really good. So strikers, trust your defenders. Let them do their job. You stay nice and high in this middle third of the field. That's where you should be. This is the center midfielder. Let him track back. Here's a center midfielder. Let him track. Here's another one. Let him track. Got to trust your teammates to do their job so they can trust you to do your job. When they win the ball, they're going to look for you. You're going to be there. Then you're going to hold the ball up and be patient like we talked about in the first clip. So the 2 lessons for today for our strikers are: 1, be patient when you're receiving the ball in the midfield in a turnover or transition period. You need to buy time for your team to get forward and into attacking positions. Don't go forward too fast. Don't panic. Take a few extra touches. Be conservative here. Keep possession. Number 2, don't get dragged back so deep to defend that when we win the ball, you're not then an option as an outlet, as a hold-up player. Trust your teammates to defend. You stay in the part of the field where you are supposed to be, where you're going to be dangerous. All right, gang, that's what I got for you today.